Okay then, so running through this song, you've got really three parts which we're going to go through. And the three parts sound like this. The first part goes like this. That's your main kind of riff. Now, what I want you to bear in mind is that Jack White, when he's playing this, is using some form of pedal to make it sound like where he's playing it up here, it sounds an octave lower, so it sounds more like a bass guitar. But this is kind of the note that he's playing. These are the notes he's playing. It will just inevitably sound a little bit higher. And as I take you through these three parts, I'm gonna do slightly simplified versions of them for beginners, basically. So it will play along with the track. If you can get the rhythms right and the picking right, it will sound great. Okay, so that first little bit, let's just go through it. We start up here on E. This is the 7th fret of the A string. And I'm going to start with my first finger. Okay, now at that point, I'm going to do 2 notes and then move over to the little finger. You see that I'm stretching my little finger across. Rather than doing that, I'm going to stretch the little finger across. Okay, and then I'm going to pick it with my right hand. Okay, so that's the 10th fret of the A string. Then we're going to come back to the first finger. Okay, and now we are going to move the first finger around a bit. Then we're going to go down to the 5th fret, then the 3rd fret, and then the 2nd fret. Okay, so it sounds like this. Now the rhythm is quite kind of bluesy. It's a little bit swingy. It's not very straight. So I'm going to do it at the right kind of tempo and right kind of rhythm, and it goes. Okay. Okay, so in terms of the picking hand, what I'm doing is for the first bit, that's a downstroke, okay? And then I'm going down, up, to make sure that I can catch that little finger quick enough. Down, down, up. And then for the rest of it, it's pretty much up to you. You can get away with all downstrokes. If you want to really practice your alternate picking, then do it all down up strokes. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, but that's not really too necessary. It's just if you want to get some extra good practice in there. Okay, so there's your main kind of bass part. Okay, and that plays all the way through the verse of the track. Now, at one point, you're going to start hearing this. Okay, and that's that little build up where it goes into the chorus. So this relies on you knowing some power chords. Okay, so if you don't know power chords, then you're going to need to go over to the website and look at the Electric Beginners B course, which will show you power chords basically. So this is the power chord shape that I'm going to be using, and this is a G. Okay, and just like I always say, I'm blocking the high 3 strings with the kind of just by resting the first finger against them and just getting these first 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Much fuller sounding power chord. Now, I'm going to be going from the G, which is on the 3rd fret with my first finger, to the A, which is on the 5th fret with my first finger. Okay? And I'm just going to be attacking it with downstrokes. I would count it something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So that's your kind of build up. So you got your initial kind of riff, then your build up, and then, you can kick in the distortion if you want. We're going to do the same riff. And then as you hit the chorus, you do that riff the first time, and then the second time you do this. Okay, so just a slightly more flash version of the first one. And it does exactly the same thing to start with. So that's 7th fret, up to the 10th fret, back to the 7th, then the 5th, okay? And then as you go to the 3rd fret, you're then going to take the 3rd fret, and as soon as you've plucked it, you're going to slide back up to the 5th, then slide back down to the third and down to the second. So that's all in one plectrum stroke. Slow. So you got to really know your sliding technique here. So you got to put a lot of pressure on that first finger so that it doesn't just disappear. Okay, I'm always sliding to the corners of the fret. Okay, because that's where I know I'm going to get the clearest sound. So you now, all together in the chorus, your riff is actually of 2 riffs. Okay, and it goes like this. Here's the first one. And then the second one. First one. Second one. Okay, so there we go. We got 3 different parts. Okay, and bear in mind it's a slightly simplified version, so you might hear Jack Black doing something more like, and you're thinking, no, why can't I get that aggressive sound? And for the moment, don't worry about it. Just get this bit right, and as you advance on the guitar, you'll be able to kind of add those bits in.